Okay, I'm going to make this available. So like I'm going to share some scripts and stuff so you can go get it off our team page and you can copy and paste it and use it yourself. What my hope is that tonight when you're finished, you have a plan and you have like things that you can go to that are going to help you when you need to sit down and send out messages tomorrow or tonight or whatever. So I don't know that I have anything like new under the sun, but sometimes just reminders, like sometimes Corey will post something and I'll be like, oh, so simple. Like how many times does she do that? And you're like, God, so simple. Like, why didn't I do that? So I'm hoping that this will help you. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen, and then if y'all need my attention, I'm not going to be able to see you, so if you need something, just type it in chat. But I'm going to, hold on, I'm not going to do that. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay, can you guys see the PowerPoint? Thumbs up? Okay, good. All right, so my tricks to inviting. So I feel like if anybody were to say what's the hardest part of this business, it is just doing the boring menial task of power of threes. It is the one thing every day that I push off. I will do personal development all day. I will work out. I will eat healthy. I will post on Facebook. But when it comes time to sit down and actually do my power of threes, I don't wanna, right? Like so many of us feel that way. So we're gonna talk about a little bit about what I find helps me when I don't want to, okay? So, all right, so inviting starts with your personal page. If I went to your page, what would I see? Inviting, of course, we do it through private messaging. But honestly, the truth is, it starts on your personal page. Let me see who's chatting me. Yeah, Corey's stuff today. Is that what you're talking about, Angela? Or are you talking about Brittany's Corey? Okay, she chatted me again. I don't even want to know. Okay, I'm on focus. All right, so when people come to your page, are they going to get value? If they comment, are they going to get a response, or are you just going to like? Okay, I'm going to be brutally honest. If you do not have enough energy to comment when somebody comments, when somebody puts themselves out there to encourage you or something like that, and all you do is like their post, it's kind of a brush off. I'm just going to be honest. Do I, like, if I do a challenge group post and 27 people comment and 26 of them are coaches, no, I don't feel an obligation to answer everyone. But here's the thing. When people come to me and say, I trust you, Jackie, which I hear a lot, people connect to me emotionally through Facebook because I share my story with them. And they may be silent. They may have never commented on one of my posts. But what they are doing is they're silently reading behind their computer screen in the safety of their home. And when they see that I do a warm response to the people who take the time to comment, it makes them feel safe. You care. You're not just posting so that people can compliment you. You're posting to give and take. So if you're just liking, that's really not very emotionally connecting, okay? So I'm just going to say it makes a difference, okay? So when they come to your page, what are they going to see? Are they going to see somebody who's going to interact with them? Are they going to get value from your page? Do you go silent for days on end and then you wonder why your month is slow? If you get busy with your life and you post one time in the morning before anybody sees it, or you post one time every 4 or 5 days, or even every 2 or 3 days, then people disconnect. You know, like if you think about how many Facebook friends you have, I have 2,000 Facebook friends. If I don't hear or see from you in days, I'm going to forget about you. It's just, we just are so distracted. There's so many things. So that is why you might make a post and go, it's such a waste of my time. Nobody even responds or comments or whatever. Nobody, it's not a waste of your time. People see it. They may not comment, but you, in this world of 100 distractions, you have popped in their brain for a second, okay? So you have to be present. It's tough love, but you have to believe me on this. You have to believe me on this. Okay, so right now, I want you, if you have your computer in front of you, I want you to minimize me. And I want you to, if you have a piece of paper and a pen, I want you to get it out. And I want you to go right now to your page, and I want you to look at your last post or a few posts that are either about a challenge group, about a workout, your transformation, a recipe, or anything that has to do with Beachbody, okay? Some of you, this will be the last thing you posted. Some of you, you're going to have to go back a couple of days because you're not posting as much as you usually do. But this is what I want you to do. I'm giving you a little assignment. I want you right now to go and look through your post. I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes, and I want you to write down the names of anybody who is not already a coach and is not already a challenger that liked or commented on your post. So I want you guys to do that right now. No coaches, and you might go, the only people who comment on my posts are coaches. I know, me too, it's the majority. The majority of the people who take the time to comment on my things are coaches or challengers. But I will tell you, I started doing this. And, you know, I've been doing this a long time. I have a lot of people who follow my story. So generally when I do a challenge group invite, I'm going to have 20 plus comments and I'm going to have over 100 likes, okay? And every time I do it, I will click on those likes and I will scroll down. And let's say if I have 100 likes, I would say 92 of them are either coaches or challengers. But I started looking and I started noticing that there were people, the same people on all my posts were liking them. And they were not people that I had ever talked to. In fact, some of them were people I really didn't even know. We're just Facebook friends because I sent them a friend request because they were some random person we had common friends with. So I'll tell you what, I sent those people some messages, and I'm going to help you with how to approach somebody that you don't even know. I sent them some messages, and I've actually had several this week, like comment back and forth. Did I sell them a challenge pack? Not yet, but I would bet you money in 6 months from now, I will have. I bet you they will at some point, okay? Okay, so do you guys, let's see, I had a little chat. Let's see who's. Jess is trying to get in, and it says all occupied. I have no idea. She should be able to get in. Like I really have no idea why that would do that. Let me see, manage participants. She shouldn't, I wonder if it's because I'm sharing, but I don't think so. I don't know, Britt. Just tell her that I'm recording it and I'm so sorry. I wish I knew what to do. I've never had that happen before. Maybe it's her connection. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Everybody comment and tell me, did you find anybody on your likes that you, or were they all coaches and challengers and Beachbody coaches? And if you have a number, type it. Just let me know. Okay, Amanda, yes, good. Taylor, what about you? Anybody? Good question, Jennifer. 2, good. Taylor, why are you LOLing? Did you have anybody? Yours are all over 60. Okay. That's okay. Gotcha. Okay. She said they can't move. Okay, so first of all, I think that this script right here is a great copy and paste. And Jennifer, I will address your question. That's not that old. That's true. Like, Taylor, it's not that old because my mom and your grandma, and, you know, not that Gabrielle is 60, but I mean, like, how many women do we know who can do it? Exactly. So, it does not hurt to message them. So this is a safe message, right? This is a conversation starter. Hey, blank, I just wanted to thank you so much for the support on my transformation post tonight. It's so hard putting myself out there in a vulnerable way, and I just really appreciate you taking the time to like it or to comment on it. Even if it inspires one person, it's worth it to me. Now, if it were me, I love that. If there was a way to throw a question in at the end to create a dialogue, that I typically try to do that. But you don't have to. You don't have to, okay? And then my next point is, but if you aren't posting, and Corey said generally what ends up happening is they will respond back and they will say something to you about your journey or about that they read your posts or, you know, things like that. But if you aren't posting, then the conversation is not going to go that way, and that's why it's important to chronicle your journey. So you have to, when they think of you in Facebook, they think of you as somebody who inspires and adds value and all of those things. Jennifer, as far as men go, I would make sure in my conversation, I don't contact very many men, but I don't really have a whole lot of men. If I do have men, they're generally like my husband's friends or Beachbody coaches already. I think men are a little bit scared to comment on things like that. But if it were me and I had men commenting appropriately, you know, like it would be okay for me to message them, I would definitely throw Rodney into the conversation. If it was me, I'd throw Dustin into the conversation. And I would talk about, you know, like, I would love to support you, Rodney, and I would love, and I would make it not just I would, but I would throw Rodney's name in there too. And that way it's not weird, like, you know, you're having this private conversation with another man. Or I would throw in, you know, would you like it if I had Rodney touch base with you, you know, or something like that. But I think you could definitely feel it out. I mean, use your gut. If it's a creeper or somebody that's always, you know, like thought you were hot or something, then I probably would just like leave that alone. But, you know, I think if you throw Rodney in there, you're good. Okay, so next slide. Why are you not? There we go. Okay. So then you guys, to me, the easy part of Power of Threes is friends. I don't know, I don't have an issue sending out new friend requests, especially if we have a ton of friends in common. And, you know, most people will accept. It's kind of crazy to me. I'm like, you don't even know me, but whatever. So that and follow-ups are not hard to me. Inviting and conversation starters, those are the things that seem to hold me back. So here is a message that I sent to literally somebody I do not know. I have never seen them. I couldn't pick them out of a crowd, but we were Facebook friends, and we had a bunch of friends in common. So I sent her this message. I'm going to move this because I can't read all of it. Hi, Claudia. I hope this isn't strange, but I know we are friends and have a ton of friends in common. I should have put, I know we are Facebook friends, and have a ton of friends in common, but I'm not sure exactly how we may know each other. I taught in the Woodlands and lived in Conroe for about 8 years, and my husband and I attended Grace Crossing as well. I just wanted to tell you thanks for all the support you have shown me on my posts. I hope they have encouraged you. Excited to chat with you if you have a minute. Okay, so what I will do is I will go to their page and I will try to figure out, like, if I don't know them, like, how how could I possibly know them? And then I throw something in there about how could we know each other? And she responded, and she said, haha, not strange at all. I grew up in the Woodlands and went to church at the Spring Woodlands Grace Crossing, and then we switched to Conroe Church of Christ. I can't remember if we were at Grace or Conroe together. I think when we visited Conroe for a few months, y'all were there and decided to stay put at Grace, and then we all just joined us at Grace for a little while before we moved to Conroe. Okay? So, I mean, she responded, and then now it's not so weird. Okay, like now I'm not going to say, hey, do you want to join one of my accountability groups? That would be weird. But this was just like a conversation. So I kind of always play a little ditzy in them. I kind of say like, just trying to place how we know each other. You are so familiar, but I can't place you. Or, we have these friends in common. Did we know each other? And they'll generally, a lot of times they'll comment back. So that, and you guys will have access to that. That's how, like a totally cold, don't know you at all, sent her a message and we had a conversation. Okay, this is another person. Didn't know her at all. I tend to look for people who work for school districts because I used to be a teacher, so that gives me some sort of common ground. And teachers are great challengers generally. So this was I picked this particular girl because I thought her thing was interesting. But I just put, hey, Abby, I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for accepting my friend request on Facebook. I know we don't officially know each other, but we had several common friends, so I thought, why not meet someone new? I taught elementary school, 2nd and 3rd grade for 13 years before we moved to Madisonville, and I'm currently staying at home with my son who just turned 3. Looks like you have a pretty sweet little girl yourself. Congrats on your new baby as well. Do you know what you're having? Anyways, I'm always looking to meet other mamas in the area. You can never have too many friends, right? Hope you are enjoying your summer break, and if you have time, I'd love to hear from you, and I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Now, you might be going, God, that was a lot to say to somebody you didn't even know. I got all of that by going to her Facebook page. I saw that she had a toddler. She worked for a school district. She was pregnant. So I threw all of that in there, but I have no clue who this girl is, right? So I established a relationship. Now, she responded back. She wasn't like overly friendly, but she responded back. Hello, yes, we are having a little girl. She should be here by August 2nd. We just moved here at the beginning of the summer, and my husband will be teaching and coaching, and I will be teaching as well. And I sent her another message after that about, oh, my kids went to school. You're going to love it, whatever. Okay, but if you stop there, it's just dead. It's dead in the water. So, like, if I try every day when I do my Power Threes, I try to highlight people who I feel like engaged enough in me that I will want to follow up with them over time. So, typically, if I did this conversation and then I walked away from my computer and never thought about it again, I started this conversation and then it's just wasted effort. So, I mean, not wasted. I mean, obviously I hope I encouraged her and she had a nice little chat with me, but, so I try every few days to throw people in one of those friends bucket and just be present, like go and like their pages, go and comment on their posts. But here's the other thing I did. She gave me a date. Right? She tells me right there that she's having a baby around August 2nd. Now, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I have way too many things to remember, and I want her to know that she's on my mind, she's on my heart. I'm praying for her. So what I did is I marked on my calendar the week of August 2nd to go back and look at her page, and she had her baby that week. And guess who sent her a private message saying congratulations and I'm so happy for you and she's beautiful? That would be me. Okay, and then I marked my calendar for 8 weeks after she has her baby, because I know at 6 weeks she's going to go back to the doctor and she's going to get cleared to exercise. Now, y'all might think that's creepy to do stuff like that, but I'm telling you, these mamas who have babies, what is one of the things that they feel crappy about? They don't have enough sleep, their nutrition is bad, and they can't fit into anything. So I always try to keep up, like 6 weeks to 8 weeks out after they have a baby, I'm going to write it in my calendar. So you can't stop there, okay? Okay, this is a Warm Market invite. This was a lady I taught school with for a long time. Her husband owned a gym in the Woodlands, and they retired and moved to the Pacific Coast up in Oregon. And so I'm not going to read, like, I don't want to read you all of this, but you guys, most of you know this. I always am going to start with something complimentary. You know, looks like exciting things are happening for you and Ken. Would love to hear about it. What in the world is this life going to be like with you and Kathy on opposite sides of the nation? That was her best friend. She moved to the Eastern Coast. Anyways, just wanted to touch base with you about something you have no interest in at all. But I definitely want to share with you because I think it's so valuable, and I wanted to see if you might be interested in being a part of my next fitness or accountability group. So I always just do an invite like that, and then I kind of tell them a little bit about it. Not a lot, just a little bit. We're a private Facebook group. We encourage, we share recipes, we give advice, and we even vent when we need to. We really focus on clean nutrition and 30 minutes of exercise every day. And even now, she doesn't really need to lose a whole lot of weight. I'd put, even if weight loss is not something you're super interested in, the nutrition aspect is unbelievably valuable and truly has changed the whole trajectory of mine and Dustin's life. No pressure, and it's not going to hurt my feelings if you aren't interested. I like to say that to my friends because I never want them to feel uncomfortable. I just thought I would share. Also, just being an example and an encourager has brought me such a great business opportunity where I don't have to be salesy, blah, 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 blah. I would even love to share that opportunity with you and Ken as you transition into your new stage of life. I don't generally do that much in one invite, but she was somebody who I thought she could be a good coach. Okay, I did bold and underline. This is a little golden nugget right here that I have really started using, and it has been working wonders for me. At the end of my invites, I use Eric Worre. He says, always use an "if I would you" comment. So I've told you guys about this before, but at the end, like if you do this invite and then at the end you throw in, anyways, I saw your vacation pictures. Are you guys going to the mountains over Thanksgiving? Okay, when you leave them with the last thing that you ask them has nothing to do with the invite, then they're going to start their conversation back about something that has nothing to do with the invite, and then a lot of times they just kind of brush it off and don't answer. So I always end with a call to action almost. If I sent you some info, would you be interested in reading it? Now, if that's at the very end, the last thing they read, when they go to answer you back, they are generally going to answer that question. It's been amazing to me. And it's very non-threatening. It's not like, do you want to join my group? It's like, how about, would you be interested in just hearing about it? Most people will say, sure, I'll hear about it. And so I'm just telling you guys, I have started putting something, if I would you, at the end of all of my invites, and it's making a world of difference. What do I do if someone is interested and then goes silent? I know that never happens to you guys, right? Like I had 3 people on Thursday and Friday tell me they were purchasing that day, and now they're not answering me at all. Okay. So if you message them back and you do the whole, I know I've shared with you guys a million times, hey, so-and-so, I'm just trying to finalize my group. Want to know if I should save you a spot, right? Okay, you guys have heard me do that multiple times. Okay, but they don't answer. And you have sent them 3 messages and they're not answering you, okay? So, you know, it's frustrating. It's rude. Honestly, it's rude. Like, just answer. Come on, just say it's not a good time. That's fine, but just don't ignore me, right? It's frustrating when they do that. I understand. But what I will then do is, it's not you. Something's come up. They don't have the money. or they slept on it and now they're not that, now they've decided they can't do it. It's something to do with them. So what I do is I continue, obviously, to comment and like. If they're not going to answer me through private message, then I give them some space. I put them on my list to check back within probably 30 days. And I will send something like this. All right, Mama, just wanted to touch base and see if now might be a better time for you to get going. No pressure, and I certainly don't want to be a nuisance, but definitely wanted to follow up since you have shown interest in the past. If I sent you some info, would you be interested in looking at it? So, you know, I know that they have already gotten the info, but I find that when I end it like that, I get people go, yeah, go ahead and send me the info again. And I will say, I've already sent you this, but I know sometimes it's hard, you know, you might need a refresher. So here's the information again. Short and sweet, but I'm going to follow back. If they don't respond that time, then I write, 30 more days. And sometimes you're going to feel like, oh my gosh, they're going to get so tired of hearing from me. But I can't tell you how many people I've done this with over several months, and they eventually do come around. They get frustrated and they go, okay, fine, I'm going to do it. Sometimes I think, oh, I'll just exercise and eat less and I'll lose weight. And, we all know that doesn't work when you don't have a plan in place and accountability. Okay, my last slide, I believe. So inviting 101. When I invite, I'm always working. My main goal is to build a relationship. Okay, make a bucket of new convos that respond and then spend a month liking and commenting on their page. Like I just said, if you engage in a conversation, maybe nothing deep, but if you are posting like you should, eventually Beachbody's going to come up. Eventually it's going to come up. They're going to want to tell you they're proud of you, you've done a good job. Cold invites, I don't ever cold invite. Like, don't cold invite. Don't send a, hey, you want to join my accountability group, and you've never spoken a word to them. Like, they are not going to buy a challenge pack from you. So the only time I've ever cold invited is if somebody has said, I am talking to my friend and she has been watching your page and she wants to know information. Then I might go, I might go and check in with them, but I never just like randomly send somebody a thing and say, hey, buy a challenge pack. Be patient. People have been hoodwinked a lot. They need time to trust you. If you bail on them, how will they be able to trust you? You will take care of them if they sign up. So just know it's a little bit like a dating relationship. If you start chatting with them about it and they need more time, and then you just are like, whatever, I've got other people to talk to, and then you don't check in on them, they're not going to trust you. Before you send them a private message, always check their personal page. Make sure they haven't had a death in their family. They don't have a sick kid. It's not their birthday. If it's their birthday, your message should be about wishing them a happy birthday, not about joining a challenge group. So always check their page before messaging them. Plus, it gives you something to talk to them about. Start with a compliment and make it light and easy. And make sure you always tell them why you think they will like the group. I tend to say things like, I know how hard it is to be a working mom and still have time to focus on taking care of myself. Or, I love how positive and encouraging you are, and I just know you would be a great fit in one of my groups. Or, I know you really want to make some healthy changes, and I think this would be a great place to start. So I always try to stick in some personal things in there, like, I decided to ask you because, and then give something. So, how many of y'all have gotten an invitation to go to, a Jamboree party or a book party or a mascara party or whatever, and you can clearly tell that somebody has typed one message and has copied and pasted it and sent it to 57 of their friends. And it usually starts with something like, hey girl, and then they've sent the same one to everyone else. And occasionally I will send something that's like, hey mama, or hey girl. But if I start my combo like that, I make sure there's something personal, that it doesn't sound like it could fit 50 of my friends. Okay, finally, the F word. Are y'all intrigued? Okay, the F word is the fear word. Okay, let me see really quick. Hold on. Look at her. I don't know who you're talking about. What are you talking about, Taylor? Oh, Angela's mom. I need to go look at her. Okay, I can't see her right now, though. Let me finish up, and then I'll let you go. She's got it going on. Angela has it going on, too. Okay, so let's be honest. Really, why don't we want to do Power of Three? Because inviting invokes fear, right? But why? What if they don't respond? What if they do respond? What if nothing comes of it? What if you let them down? Here's what I found. I used to think that I was afraid to do Power of Threes because I was afraid they would be irritated with me or something. And here's what I've actually found. I think the fear for me is that I'm going to have too many people respond to me, and I'm not going to be able to take care of them all, and I'm going to disappoint them. I think that, for me, is what Power of Threes. Like, I don't want to have 27 messages on my Facebook, and I don't want to feel like I'm letting people down if I can't take care of them. So here is what I have to be honest and tell you guys something. I was not, last month I missed a goal. I always get myself to 10 and I get my dad to 5. And I got myself to 11 last month and I got my dad to 2. And I was really frustrated with myself because I knew I had not put in the work. I was not doing Power of Threes consistently. And so Corey is somebody that I super, super respect. And there are a lot of people that I could have messaged and said, I'm not doing Power of Threes like I should. And they would have said, okay, well, every day check in with me. But I knew that if I messaged Corey and I said, I'm not doing Power of Threes and I need accountability, I knew deep down that she's the one person that would call me out, and that I would feel embarrassed if I wasn't being a leader like I should, because she's such a great leader that I don't want to let her down. So I messaged her last week and I was like, okay, here are my goals. I'm so close to getting all the stars that that we've talked about, hitting 5-star. But the one person who might be the one to keep me from getting 5-star is myself, because I am not doing the inviting like I should. And I have so many coaches that I need to get. I have a lot of coaches to sign up in order to hit that goal by Thanksgiving. So I just told her, I was like, I need the accountability. So I told her 5 days a week, you don't have to comment, you don't have to respond, but I don't want to let you down, and I know it will get me going again. So for 5 straight days, I started that on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, and today, I have sent her my Power of Threes. And there have been lots of times where I'm like, I'm not going to get to it. And then I'm like, no, I can't not send it to her. Like, I'm going to send it to her. It just, for whatever reason, the accountability helps me. So if you guys need that, don't pick somebody that's going to give you a out and be like, oh, it's okay, you don't have to do it. Pick somebody that you would, like, you don't want to let down. And tell them, like, I need to be doing Power of Threes. It is the only way you're going to grow your business, guys. It is the only way. And I will tell you that the idea of doing Power of Threes stresses me out more than when I actually sit down and do them. I'll start sitting down and doing them, and then I'll go, oh, I could ask. And then I'll find myself, like, inviting 5 people that day. Or, so it's like, I heard this research thing one time, and it was like, fear oftentimes is really just the idea of doing something, but then when you actually go to do it, the brain's chemistry completely changes, and it's not scary. It's just the idea of it. So that is my pep talk to you. The idea of inviting is way worse than the actual act of inviting. Now, use your list and get to work. There are people literally dying out there right now who need you. So that is what I have for you guys. Any questions? I have all those scripts. I'm going to post this in our team page, and you can just copy and paste them. Of course, make them sound like you. What do y'all think? We got 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Any questions for me? I gave you all the answers. Good. Thanks, Brittany. Okay. So I will tell you, to keep those power of threes going, the little trick about going to your posts, and sometimes, like, it doesn't even really have to be a Beachbody post. Like, if you make a post and people engage with you, I mean, use them as your conversation starter. Who cares, right? Like, just start forming a relationship with them. If they already have a coach, then I leave them alone. Never, ever, ever, ever do I want to take somebody from another coach. If they say they're already doing something like Advocare or something different, then my go-to comment is, that is so great. I'm so excited that you're finding something that works, and I would love to check on you in a month. Would you mind if I just messaged you back to see how you're progressing? And they'll always say yes. Write yourself a note and then check on them in 30 days. Just be interested, because when Advocare doesn't work or Plexus doesn't work, they're going to be looking for another solution, and you can be that person because you've checked on them even when you knew they were not going to buy something from you. So that's kind of my tip. Okay, we got less than a minute. If you guys think of something, need anything, I'm just really glad to see you guys. And don't give up. I want some Success Club points happening for our team. Come on, come on, come on. You guys can do it, right? Me too. I'm only at 2. I have like 8 people who are like, I'm buying. And I'm like, well, let's go. The Crock-Pot group is starting on Wednesday. Come on, you know. So, and I've got lots of stuff going for that. So we should be all good to go. Just be watching our team page. I'll give you guys info there. I know Brittany's working on the recipes. I opened the groups today. I haven't added anybody yet. Yes, if you are going to do it, we need some recipes still. I know Amanda maybe has. Chris has. I have. Amanda, have you? I thought maybe Amanda had. Okay. Yay. Good. Excellent. All right. We're about to get cut off. Love you guys.